A big immigration win for Texas. A federal appeals court has upheld its crackdown on sanctuary cities. More on that in a moment. Meanwhile, remember this video? So an illegal immigrant mother arrested by U.S. Border Patrol, taken from her 3 screaming children earlier this month. Well, it's gotten a lot of attention. Protests erupted over it, but a key detail has been left out of the conversation. The woman was apprehended because she's suspected by the feds of organizing a human trafficking operation, which is one of the worst crimes against humanity, I think, Kimberly.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, let me tell you something. Some of the cases that we investigated and took a look at are worst horrors of mankind that you can imagine with human trafficking and what happens here. And it's unbelievable that it doesn't get a bigger spotlight. The United Nations has been decent, in terms of trying to profile and put this out here so that we can stop this. But it's like really widespread, and it's in countries that you'd be very surprised of as well. So when we do stories like this, I think it's really important that people know that this is happening, that this is going on, to put better awareness of it, and also to report abuses.
Well, and it's hard one. These cases are never necessarily black and white. It's complicated, often in order to protect the integrity of a case or the people that are involved. Information is held back until the case is completed. In this case, the children were probably taken away out of perhaps to protect them, and so there are other cases. We know the woman from Congo who was separated from her daughter, and there's questions there as to why would the federal government do that? What do you think about this case?
Well, I mean, obviously human trafficking is reprehensible, but the way they did that was offensive. I mean, I think that's the upset, is it's come to represent something larger, which is separating parents from families and children. Yeah. And so it picked up on something that resonates with the broader public, and that, the way the ICE agents operate looks like they're above the law. They look like cowboys jumping out and grabbing somebody, and in this case, separating a mother from her children. But I think that
smuggler from her children.
I don't know what she is. I mean, I think that Dana is right to point out that there's this awful charge of human smuggling involved, but that doesn't excuse the behavior of ICE agents. I don't think that we want to see police or anybody acting in that fashion.
I don't think what the police did was that bad. I mean, I understand like ripping a mother away from her children, but in this case, I mean, the mother put the children in a bad position.
Yeah, it's the mom's fault that she was then hauled off like that. She got stuffed in the patty. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, Juan. You want to be treated equally under the justice system? Man or woman, illegal, legal.
Your Honor, you
listen, I believe the ICE agents in this case.
All it is an
Juan.
allegation. This is America still,
Juan, listen.
No.
She's going to go through due process. That's fine. I didn't see her hurting this woman. I didn't see her throwing any elbows. I thought they were treating her fine. She was the one resisting. She was the one screaming and causing a scene. You know what? If the ICE agents show up, if they show up for me, I'd go like this and get in the back of the wagon and have my lawyer deal with it. I found some interesting polling.
You take your phone out for sure.
I know Juan likes polling, and I found something that's going to blow his entire argument out of the water here.
All right, go for it.
Sanctuary City poll, and it's done by Greg's alma mater, Berkeley, so we know it's correct. 74% of Californians oppose sanctuary cities. 65% of Hispanics in California oppose sanctuary cities, and 73% of Democrats in California oppose sanctuary cities.
You could talk about either one. Just to build on that just a little bit, Texas yesterday got some news from the federal appeals court, which has said that its ban on sanctuary cities can continue to take effect while legal challenges continue. So
I would like to comment on that, but also on this arrest thing. Which one should I do first?
Whichever.
All right. Well, about the arrest, originally this was seen as a martyr and an innocent person, and that is because the media is always desperate to find their poster child for their specific issue. We've been guilty on the right, but mostly the left, the media, they always try to find that exact perfect victim, and it never turns out. And this is why, if you see something that sounds too good to be true, they're ripping the mother away from the kids, it's probably not. And that's why whenever we're about to do a story and we think, oh, this sounds really, really like right up our alley, you got to look at it and you find out there's a whole story behind that story. This is not the, you have to look at the background and you find out it is too good to be true. Sorry, guys, you didn't get a poster child out of this one. To that story, The reason why the Republicans succeed on this sanctuary city thing is because liberals have yet to realize that a wish is not a plan. You know, wishing that everybody could come over here it's not a plan. So the actual liberal plan for everything from the welfare state to homelessness, illegal immigration is step one, wish. Step two, see step one. And Republicans always have a step two. Step one is like, sure, we want to have good people coming over here. Step two, we want them to go through the proper entrance with an enforced border policy. That's step one, too. Scott Adams.
Dance class, step one.
I'm going to quote Scott Adams. The problem, the problem is the Democrats only offer.
Can I just fall in?
No, the Democrats only offer half a plan. They got to have the wish, but they don't have the follow-through.
You know what? You are engaged in a fantasy. Because I was reading...
But I just told you the truth.
No, you told me a fantasy about wish and wish fulfillment.
That's what Dems
Dallas
do.
Morning News today says virtually no illegal border crossings in 2017, lowest since World War II.
How did that happen?
No one crossed the border in 2017?
No. They said lowest, virtually.
Oh,
they said
lowest.
that's the lowest since World War II. And here's Greg saying, oh, the Democrats just want people to march across. This is ridiculous.
What do you think sanctuary cities are? What are they defined
What do they
as?
do?
If you come here, we will not stop
the
you.
definition.
Oh, am I missing something?
Yeah,
I think we talked about it for 2 years.
The justification is
to
you
harbor
want
criminals.
people to cooperate with law enforcement.
Yes, you bring that up, but there's no actual statistical evidence to show
You
that.
don't get deported for dropping a dime.
I will talk to the cops.
You know what I wish?
Sometimes not by
we could
choice.
Tease. All right. Tens of thousands of students across America walked out of their classrooms today to demand change to our nation's gun laws. The protests next.
Thank you.